West, ain't one West, ain't one. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga walk past, ain't had that one West juice step. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga gave me dap and the dap was weak, we ain't like that. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. He wanted to leave the crib cause he walked in and I was cleaning my tab. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. They got live at camp and he folded quick, he ain't one right. He ain't one West, he a straight fraud, he just spying out. At a dance recital with the leggings on, said he trying out. He know how we rock, he know how we roll, he just aficionado. He don't put in no work, but I hear him coming when we popping them bottles. I ain't feeling that, get your selling crack, I'm too real for that, you gotta be thorough. Claim me about it, but he never with it. But gang go on, look, that nigga just shit it. If I want that block, I send my niggas get it. Scope the area and send me your image. Pass the flyers out, cause this ain't a gimmick. She bad and she loyal, I have to rip it. If I was a poker punches, get the flying, now your tongue sticking, but without the ribbon. Remember seeing pigeons, yeah, we broke it down, but we didn't whip it. Now this shit is different, sticks and rulers couldn't measure how we live. Remember long nights posted in the kitchen, I was frustrated about how we living. Felt my hand was forced, had to make this shit. We don't wear purple, we don't sell drugs, we don't like crackers. Over strong, they don't get along, so they don't dap us. And that's cool with me, cause according to us, you get truancy. Like a straight fool, fell in love with demons and you left the school, so I hate your fool. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga walk past, ain't had that one West juice step. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga gave me dap and the dap was weak, we ain't like that. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. He wanted to leave the crib cause he walked in and I was cleaning my tab. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. They got live at camp and he folded quick, he ain't one right. I'm a straight goon, I'm a straight savage, I'ma let him have it. Nigga, shut your mouth, this is not Christian rap. Glocks 940s, I'll be into that. Debating who real, I'ma put an end to that. I shoot BK, real one West. Roll up the camp and be beating my chest. Feeling in the spirit, about the blazing shit. Pop on fire like I have some Cajun shit. T-shirts at the table for our agents in. Hurry up and buy on some Asian shit. Pause that. Everybody know Christ black. 2017, you can't fight that. Kill a right hook, they think Mike back. Kill a crossover, Mike back. King of pop, Mike back. Where mommy and poppy at? Someone sooner familiar. Hey yo, watch that nigga. Yeah, he ain't familiar, I'm a big man. We do big things in a big room with the big boss. I don't jump for shit, I ain't crisscross. I'm a raptor priest, it's the 6th law. Left Philly, what it's hitting for? About to go out to Boston, just to find something chocolate with the thick thighs and the soft vibes. He ain't one West, I don't know the guy. I come in the paint, get him posterized, and my jacket stamp, bitch, I know the rise. He ain't one West, I don't know the guy. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga walk past, ain't had that one West juice step. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga gave me dap and the dap was weak, we ain't like that. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. He wanted to leave the crib cause he walked in and I was cleaning my tab. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. They got live at camp and he folded quick, he ain't one right, ain't one right. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga walk past, ain't had that one West juice step. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga gave me dap and the dap was weak, we ain't like that. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. He wanted to leave the crib cause he walked in and I was cleaning my tab. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. They got live at camp and he folded quick, he ain't one right. He ain't one West, he a straight fraud, he just spying out. At a dance recital with the leggings on, said he trying out. He know how we rock, he know how we roll, he just aficionado. He don't put in no work, but I hear him coming when we popping them bottles. I ain't feeling that, get your selling crack, I'm too real for that, you gotta be thorough. Claim me about it, but he never with it. But gang go on, look, that nigga just shit it. If I want that block, I send my niggas get it. Scope the area and send me your image. Pass the flyers out, cause this ain't a gimmick. She bad and she loyal, I have to rip it. If I was a Croaker punches get the flying, now your tongue sticking, but without the ribbon. Remember seeing pigeons, yeah, we broke it down, but we didn't whip it. Now this shit is different. Sticks and rulers couldn't measure how we live. Remember long nights posted in the kitchen. I was frustrated about how we living. Felt my hand was forced, had to make this shit. We don't wear purple, we don't sell drugs, we don't like crackers. Over strong, they don't get along, so they don't dap us. And that's cool with me, cause according to us, you did truancy. Like a straight fool, fell in love with demons and you left the school, so I'm eat your food. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Ain't had that one West juice step. Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. Nigga gave me dap and the dap was weak. We ain't like that, Ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West, ain't one West. He wanted to leave the crib cause he walked in and I was cleaning my tent.
Okay. Right, shalom everybody. Right, I am priest, officer 5000 Hazahab, out of New York headquarters. On to greet you, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barak, a thumb to the brothers, make it on the board. Right. Of course, in Hebrew, we write from right to left, and in the English, of course, is the opposite of that, right from left to right. So Hebrew, right to left, left to right. We'll give an example of that right now. All right. Alright, so here I got the Lord's name. If you're a trooper, gonna take an officer's test soon, you have to know how to write the Lord's name. If you don't write the Lord's name correctly, you will not pass the officer's test. Right? If you get any of the connectors wrong on the Lord's name, you will not pass the officer's test. Connectors are very important as to it determines whether you pass or fail an officer's test. All right? That is how the connectors for the Most High's name is. And these connectors, they give you a sense of how to pronounce the breath of each character, right? So of course, with the singular connector, right, you'd have to say the breath behind this Hebrew character. And I'm saying character as you might look at English letters as letters, right? But Hebrew characters don't have vowels, right? They have a breath behind each character. So it's not the same as letters, where in letters, you'd have to write out the vowels. So there's a difference. So I'm going to write on the board, right? Letters, you need the water. I know it's thirsty, right?
Oh, God.
Need to write vowels, right? Characters have a sound by the breath, right? Breath is breathe and should be breath, right? So for letters, right, you need to write vowels, right? Letters, of course. Okay, it's just like I'm writing down because I'm starting from the right side and I'm writing it as I go, right? So that's for that, all right? It looks like I'm writing down, all right? No problem, right? Downs, this is what you call a descent, right? A descent. So descend in English, right? Descent is a very popular word in Hebrew for that, called yarad. Yarad, right? And this is the same yarad in Yaradan, right? You're all familiar with the word Yaradan in Hebrew, because in English this is the Jordan. All right, the Jordan, the name itself for the Jordan means some part of the landscape that's going down in a descent. It looks slanted now. Oh, I got it. Hold on.
Oh yeah, it was just off the
Yes.
carpet right there. The carpet.
Okay. That should be okay, right? Okay. All right. You want to take him? Take him too. You want to go with Mama or you stay here? Go with Mama. Right? So Jordan, right? Based on this part right here, right? The basis of the word Jordan, just like any word, right? It is based off of 2 or 3 Hebrew characters, right? So with this word Yarad, this will be written as 2 or 3 Hebrew characters, as you see in the English writing to pronounce it, right? We have to add A's in here, right? For your English speaking mind, right? Of course, in Hebrew, we will just write Yarad, just like that. It will be a whole much simpler with the Hebrew, right? With less spelling, right? I hope everybody can see this. It's not too far away, all right? So that's what we got going on there, right? So that's the Jordan, right? You got places like the let's get the Jordan in the concordance, right? In the not the concordance, the right? Where does Zondervan's go?
Oh, right here.
It's in the back. Oh, okay. Come here. All right, quick, brothers, all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need you to read the Jordan, right?
Okay.
So I got Jay right here. Also, any questions online that you may have, right? Write them. We'll get them shortly, right? And make sure it's questions in the Hebrew, right? Today is not scripture breakdown day, so I won't have the same strength for scripture breakdown as I would on any other day, because this is not the day appointed for that. All right, so that's not where the Lord is giving his vibe today. All right. You want scripture breakdown class? That was yesterday. Jeremiah broke down Proverbs 31.
That's right.
Beautiful. As a matter of fact, we're gonna make the class about Proverbs 31.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So read this right here, the Jordan River, right?
Jordan River.
Right here. Take your time. The pages are fragile.
Oh, I see.
Right? Okay. Good.
You want it now, sir?
Please.
All right. Jordan River, the only large flowing body of water
Large flowing body, right?
Come. The only large flowing body of water in Palestine.
Okay, it's the only large flowing body of water in Palestine. So what they're saying is the only large river in Palestine. All right? Keep going.
And as such, it played a significant part in the history of Israel, as well as in the early days of our Lord ministry. The word Jordan derived from a Hebrew word, Yadan.
So you know, Yarden. They put the ha in front of it to say the. Right? Ha Yarden. Yeah, that's whoever's trying to literate that, trying to make sense of that. All right.
Come.
Okay. What classes are you? You're not on cross the line reading.
Nah, sir.
Why not?
Because I checked from last week's class, the same wasn't streamed across the line.
Okay. Because you didn't put it on there last week. Every week you gotta put cross the line reading. Okay. Keep going.
Come. Okay. Meaning, flowing.
Okay, so that right there, that ha right here, right, is the same ha that they try to put there to say ha Yaradan. This ha right here, right, the same as this ha right here, is this ha right here, the. All right. So of course, this is in, right? This is in, right? This right here is in. This ha is the, right? And then sham is name, right? So of course in English, in the name, we have spaces in between in the and in and the name, right? But in Hebrew, prepositions, you do not write spaces between prepositions. Prepositions, the is a preposition. So when you write the in Hebrew, it's going to be one singular letter ha, and that ha has to be written on to the word that it's talking about. So we're talking about a name, the name. You write the name with a space in between the and name in English. But in Hebrew, the name, you would not write a space between the and name in Hebrew. You never write space between a the after a the in Hebrew. Same goes for in. You would never write a space after writing in Hebrew. Right? It has to be in something. Okay? Good. Keep reading
meaning flowing downward.
Right. So the word of the Jordan, right, means flowing downward. Right. In English, downward means descend. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna write downward on here. Right. But of course, descend is one of those biblical dictionary words. Right. When even thinking of a descent, we couldn't get the right understanding, so we went into other dictionaries to get something that's more palatable for our minds, so we can understand downward, right? So instead of descent, we're going to write downward, okay, downward, right? So the Jordan is a river that flows downward, is what they're saying, all right? Keep going.
Or the descender.
Or the descender. Descenders is the word that we don't like. That's more like descend is like one of them documentary words. It's a verbiage that you use more in other people's world. In the black world, we don't say descend. That's something you say like on an airplane. You hear we're going to a descent. We're going to an ascent. You might use it in music if you into music like that, but that's not what we would use. So when we teach Hebrew, we have to give you one straight road of words that you would use. Now, Yerad is a word that we would use. Descent is not a word we would use. Downward, we understand downward. So now if I say put the picture frame more downward, I'll say Yerad. Okay, so we have an understanding of Yerad from Jordan, and we've been teaching Yerad quite often in the past couple months, and no one remembers it because we've been teaching it with an English word that we don't quite digest very easily outside of documentary context. Okay. Downward, Yarad. Okay, good. All right. Yahweh Bashim, right? Yahweh Shai, Yah, Ha, Wa, Shai. We finished with that.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to read on there? Read something in the meantime while I write this. Read the rest going to the other page and the next paragraph.
The rest of it?
Yeah, let's keep reading.
Come. And one with any knowledge of its course can easily see the let me see it. Let's see. What's that? Appropriationness of the name. 4 rivers of Syria are recognized as the source of what? later became the Jordan River proper. They are barrelated. The has been at the western foot of Mount Hermon, 24 miles long. The Linden and the most famous of all through the shortest, the Benicius, 5.5 miles long.
Okay, hold on. We got questions all right. Come. They giving all that map, geography stuff. That's nice, right? See what Jaheem is written on the board there. Salaki Jaheem, all right? Okay.
We're teaching.
One up. Go two of them up.
Oh, I see.
The big one. Yeah, read that right there.
Come. Jaheim. What does the salute we say when in general walk in the room? What does it mean and why do we say it?
Very, very good. We say it because our culture says to say it, right? Now, a general walks into your room, your generals is probably the highest ranking men you're going to have in your society, right? Now, of course, we say it for the same reason why the heathen stole it from us and our culture. So, of course, you have what's that place they go to where they all go in and sit down and the president has a talk? The State of the Union, right? You have the State of the Union, right? The State of the Union for us is practically every Monday and Thursday. We have a State of the Union every Monday and Thursday, right? At the State of the Union, as a matter of fact, see if you can get the State of the Union and get when the president walks in and add it to the video, right? To get the brothers twisted, right? In the meantime, I'm going to get the Alwa Panya. Right? So when a general walks into the room, la wa pan ya, right? And this translates to, as it was written in the Torah, in the Tanakh, it will say general on deck, per se, right? General on deck, right? Of course, a lot of words in Hebrew, right? Meaning the general is here. That's what it means, right? In Hebrew, right? The formation of this context, right, is based off of pan, right? Pan actually means face, right? And Yah actually means my, right? But this was a term to say general on deck, to mean general is here, right? So now the translation doesn't say on deck. I'm not sure if there's a deck in Hebrew, right? Right? Alawak is the word for 1,000, right? So in Israelite culture, the word 1,000 became the word for a general because to be over 1,000 men, you were called a general, right? 1,000 or Alawak is 1,000. Alap, we know what Alap is. Alap is a cow, right? And over time, of course, Y is like an ing, right? So this is metaphoric in how we got the word 1,000, because of course, coming from the lifestyle of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we out there in the Middle East, and we got a few cows and we got a few sheep. So there was really nothing to count 1,000 things of until cows kept reproducing. Cows kept reproducing. Put the General Assembly up big, right? Let me help you, right? Go to the page where it came from. Right? Is that the video?
No, that's just regular.
I need a video. I didn't ask for a picture. Please.
Come.
Yeah, let me get a video of Biden walking into the. So you go on YouTube,
State of the Union.
right? So let's get the song, yeah, get that, and then you know what I mean. State of the Union, anyone, the latest one, right? And then they're gonna give him something that the UPK has been doing since 1969. They're gonna give their general a salute, right? The president is called the commander-in-chief. Well, for the Israelites, right? Our commander is called commanding general, right? Commanding general is in commanding junior high. All right? Get the door right quick. Let me get this right quick. Go ahead. Okay. Rarat, you're correct, right? Captain is Saran in Hebrew, right? We're gonna go through as a matter of fact, it's a good thing that she wrote that. We're gonna go through all the ranks too, right? So now here is as you see here, right? We have here the General Assembly, the State of the Union, right? And everybody, just like class on Thursdays, everybody's waiting for their commander-in-chief to walk into the room. The commander-in-chief is called the president. They have the podium set for their commander-in-chief, the same way how we have a podium here set for our commanders-in-chief and our generals. Okay? So the same thing how we would sit here and wait in the chairs, right? We're waiting in the chairs, the same way how everybody over there on the everybody on their in there is waiting for their commander-in-chief, right? Here he comes. Here comes his Shamar, right? Wait for the call. Wait for the call.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
There you go. That'll be like the same way to us, how we used to say, "I'm up for y'all." Go up. They clap. We give a military salute, right? Now see if you can I don't know if you can get this. I haven't looked at this for myself, but see if you can get a U.S. military general salute, right? Or what we could do instead? Get the inauguration. Yeah, see if you can get an inauguration, and then the military comes and they do some shit like this. You know what I mean? And they give a military salute, right? Good. So you can drop that video. It's open or below glasses. Okay, good. So Alawa, Panya, right? They might make sure my screen is bigger, right?
Come.
Okay, good, right? Okay. So we have a Alawa, word for thousands, which became the word for generals, and that's straight out of the scriptures, right? You need something? Or you need a door? Oh, Protestant, right here. Exactly, right? Okay. The word thousand came from the word cow. Okay. I believe I gotta look this up, right? But saran, the root word of saran should be sar, right? Because sar means turn, because the captain turns the men. Of course, the captains get the orders from the general. The general his orders go down to the captain, and the captain saran, right? So the saran makes everybody sar, sar, sar. All right, right? Hapak, sar. No, is it hapak? Hapak. Hapak is the about face, right? So hapak sar. Are we hapak sar? We hapak sar. And then it's shama'al sar. Yamyan sar. Right? So he makes us turn. He decides where we're going to camp today. When we're going to do class. Where we're going to do class. Okay? No problem, right? Okay. So of course we have the greeting here. Okay. Right? So Yahweh, Bahashem, written like so. No spaces in between the Baha, right? And then Sham is Shanama, right? So this is the word for name. This will be your root word here because prepositions and possessives hang on to a root word. There's no possessives here. There's only prepositions, where these will be prepositions, meaning you say these in front of words. Okay? We get Yahweh's name here, right? In English, I written here. The word Barak, to say bless, right? It comes from the word ni. Right? It comes from the word ni. The word Barak is ni, like your knee, what do you call it? Your kneecap, your kneecap, right? Or your knee. You might put a knee pad on your knee, on your leg, on your knee, right? Barak is the word for knee. Now, of course, why is this word blessed? Because when heathens bow down to us in hopes to be blessed by serving us, they will have to get on their knees. You see what I'm saying? The way how we bless. A lot of us pray on our knees in the scripture. Some of the brothers get on their face, right? But the word to bless was the word ni. Okay, put it down. You want some more? Take that one right there. Okay. And then we got the word for you. Atha is singular, right? Plural, you need to say Adam with an M. Okay? So this is how you say cow, Kasham. This word right here is cow. Cow. What sound does a cow make? A cow makes the sound right? And cow in Hebrew is alap. Yeah. Okay. Now let me write a thumb in Hebrew. Right? Now you only say a thumb if you're talking to one person. Right? If you're saluting at the end of class to a whole group of brothers, and you say Allah, that's wrong, right? It's just wrong. It's just not the thing you would say. It's like going to someone in the night and telling them good morning, right? It's not the right thing to do. Of course, it's not a crime. You're not gonna get a check-in because you're gonna come across brothers and sisters that don't know. No problem. If they don't know, you can just help them to know, right? If you don't help them to know, right, it'll be your fault why they still don't know, right? So everybody gotta be a family and teach each other, right? And not look down on each other because he doesn't know this or that. Okay? Okay? So a thought is used singular, right? Barak is blessed, right? Right? Barak, right? And then this will be, I'm going to take Yarad as the board, right? We understand Yarad means go down, right? Downward, right? Yarad, the word, the Jordan, right? And an M at the end of your rods just means that you're making a name out of this verb. All right? Make sure it's the right video first before you put it up on there, right? So just take the sound off, put that sound down, and just look at it and see if they have a military salute to one of their generals. Okay, that's a good one, right? Let me see it. Keep going. Put that up on the YouTube there.
You want a big screen or you want it to
You have to put a big screen here, or it's gonna show small on the other screen. All right, and then you share it. Okay. Okay, put the volume on. Just let it run. Right, and put the sound on, and go to the StreamYard. Right. Good. Right, and then put it up. No, go back to the StreamYard and press yeah, there you go. There we go. Right. Go into the YouTube tab and just go back a little bit so you can see what happened. All right. Okay. There we go. Go on. Click it. Click StreamYard. Right. So their general, one of their military generals went up on the podium and they told their soldiers to salute. They do whatever Roman Greek ceremony that they do, singing songs that they got from black people on a trombone. All right. So that's why we do our military salute, because they got that from Hebrew Israelite culture. All right. They got that from Hebrew Israelite culture. Hebrew is a language. Israelite is a race. Go to mama. Right? Right? All military aspects come from Israelite culture. All right? Without the Bible, right? Of course, if you know anybody that went into the army, right, or the military, just ask them, right? If they ever went in their orientation, if they ever taught anything from the Bible. Of course they have. Guerrilla tactics is from the Bible, right? A lot of their tactics, the beginner tactics, is all from the Bible. They're going to read Joshua and how Joshua pulled his troops back and then came back. They call that guerrilla warfare. You know what I mean? How Abraham in Genesis, he took his troops, 300 men, trained at home, separated them amongst two flanks to go attack Sodom, I believe it was, right? So that's all from the Bible, and they're going to teach you the Bible in military, whatever U.S. military academy. All right? Okay.
So like, if I may.
Yeah.
You did say you're gonna go through the ranks, because we have a question. Same brother, Jahim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said, what is it? So what would be an officer in Hebrew? I guess he asking for what's the name in Hebrew, the officer name in Hebrew.
Right, we're getting there.
Come.
Right. Atam. I see over here. So here we have Atha, singular. So you say this if you're only talking to one person. Right? If you're only talking to one person, you would say Atha. Right? Atha. Okay. Now this is what they call formal, speaking formal. Of course, when you're reading or writing the Tanakh, you're not gonna come across Atha to say you all the time. You're gonna find the possessive. You're gonna find the possessive. Right? You're gonna find the possessive for you is going to be ka. Right? This is what you're gonna see when you're reading the Tanakh, right, on a given Saturday, or in your own time if you go into your Tanakh, on damn near every single chapter in the Bible, in the Tanakh, every single chapter, every verse, damn near every verse, because there's always something going on with you in every verse. You're gonna say ka. Ka is gonna be the word for you. Brothers, I think she need help right there, right? I think they're about to leave. Captain Zark is picking her up. Okay, good, right? Now, formally, for salutes are formal, right? So atha is the formal way to say it, right? I'm gonna put formal here, right? Formal. Just like how the military salute that you just saw was a formal event. Everyone's all dressed for nice. They put on, I hope they bathed before they went to their military presentation for their commanders in the U.S. military. I'm sure they did. They got the haircut, whatever military bars cut, haircut. They did that, and then they get their gear nice and cleaned and dry cleaned, or maybe dry cleaned, who knows, and ironed and pressed and starch all in the seam of the pants. It's a formal event. The same way for us, how we have formal events, we call those holy congregations. You know what I'm saying? The next one is coming up when? The Feast of First Fruits coming up, I believe it's next month. The past formal event we had, the Passover. Everyone brought their best of best, hair braided. You can't wear braids in the U.S. military academies because that military is not for you. You know what I mean? They don't support your Negro hair in U.S. military academy because it's not your military. Your military is based on you and is for you and defends your black hair. All right? So you're going to find the military that supports your black hair. All right? IUIC don't support your black hair. They cut it all off. They want to be Romans in there. All right? The UPK is where all true Israelite lifestyle and culture was brought forth back into the earth. Okay? Good. So now you're at the end of the class, you're giving a salute. You would have to say thumb. Right? A thumb is how we would say in English, as in black English, in Negro English, Ebonics. This is how we say y'all. Right? Y'all. Yahweh Bashim, bless, or Yahweh Shai, bless y'all. Because not you. You is one person. Y'all, oh y'all, that's a thumb. Right? And this is only for the men. This M, right? For us, it's going to mean men. For women, you will say thumb. Thumb. Right? For you, you could say that this N means not men. Right? You're not saying this to men. There's no men there. That N means no men. All right? N, no men. M, men. A thumb. So at the end of the class, sisters is there. Right? We greet them. What? I'm a man saying it to the sisters. So we do the same thing. Right? Barak, Amay Shabbat, Amayim Barak. I will say, we as men will say, Yahweh Shamar Ayalathan. Bashim Yoshai. That's all. You're gonna hear a thun first, and then the sisters will say back. They'll put their head covering. If they don't got no covering, they'll use their hands like this, right? And then they'll do something like this, or they'll do this. If they don't got no covering, they'll put this and they do this. If they have a covering, they'll do this, right? And then they will say back to the men. They will say, Yahweh Shamar Al Atham. Because the sisters are talking to men. So sisters will say Yahweh Shamar Al Atham. Bashim Rashai. Okay? Good. Okay, it took long enough to finish that topic, right? Of course, take a screenshot if you need to anytime, right? Because I'm going to erase this right now, right? Water for the chips too, brother, all right?
Come.
If anybody want to break down on the sister salute, you have to ask. Or I'm going to assume that everybody's good, nobody needs it, so I'm not going to get it. All right, unless you ask for it. So what was asked for was the rank system. So we're gonna get the rank system as it was asked for. All right, because the class, every class goes by was asked. If you don't ask, then I assume that you're good. Okay. Okay, I'll be right. Love you. Okay. The ranking system school so far. First, we will have the head priest. I believe one head priest passed the other day. Right? Rise again. Right? Head priest. Okay, let's start with let's do the whole ranking system. Now, let's start from the most high on down, right? So we have the most high. Here's the rank. Rank in Hebrew. Rank in Hebrew is Idar. Idar, right? Idar, right? And we'll start with the Most High, right? Yep, Allah Shadia. I wonder if they can get the Most High. What else scripture where it says the Most High? I will give me 1 second. Okay. And he was priest of the Most High God. So we got Genesis 14 and 18. I'm gonna look at that right quick. Let me give you the the tablet is dead. Okay, it's not dead. It needs to turn on. Okay, just have that for me nearby. Okay. All right. The water for that process, all right? So I'm gonna get my phone right quick. We're gonna get Genesis, I believe it was what? 14 and 18, right? Genesis 14, 18. Okay, there we go. All right. Hebrew, right? Hebrew, of course, at the beginning of every Hebrew word, wa is a preposition. The wa is written on to the word. Right? The wa is written on to the word. So there's no space between and the word. Right? The ya is a preposition as well. There's no space between the ya. The ya means mine. Malak means king. Malak. Wa is and. That wa right there. That first letter, starting from the right, is wa, which means and. Malak means king. Those three letters right there. Just like how all Hebrew words are born out of 2 or 3 Hebrew letters together. And then ya, right? To say my, or in this case, in a name, would mean of. Tazadakwa. Malakya Tazadakwa is how you say Melchizedek in Hebrew. Go on, Professor.
If I may. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get a little confused on this question. When you have 2 prepositions right next to each other,
yeah,
is they always sounds by themselves? Like,
absolutely, you have to. You can't put 2 prepositions sounds together. I don't know what you're talking about. Like in other words, right? We just did Ba Hashem. Right? We just did Ba Ha Shem. Shem. Ba Ha Shem, right? Now Ba is a preposition to mean the. Slakia. Ha is a preposition to say the. You caught me, brother. Right? Right? The. Right? The is ha. Ba is in. That's very good though that you picked it up. Right? So we know we got an idea of what's going on here. If you put these together, right? You put ba and ha together, right? I wrote it from. I wrote it right.
Exactly.
I wrote it like Hebrew, right? You put ba and ha together, right? So I'll take the connector off, right? Now it's by itself. What sound does this make?
Ba.
Right. So this will become ba. You see what I'm saying? So you end up be saying ba, ba shum. Then I'm gonna take that as ba shum. Because you put the two connectors together. So when I'm listening to what you're saying, you didn't say ba ha shum in the name. You said ba shum, and ba is either ba is come, ba is in. Right? I don't know if there's a ba and a ha together. Right? Bahama. Bahama, like the Bahamas. Bahama is beast. Right? So ba, you say ba, I'm going to put it out there because people know that Bahamas is a Hebrew word. Right? Ba Shem, if you put them together, we don't hear the sound of the ha to say the. Okay? No sweat. No sweat that. All right? But that was a good question, though. Your mind wandered about it. It was in the thing. You could narrow down into the thing that you wasn't quite sure to understand. So we covered it. So now we understand. Okay.
We just have just a statement by Shelton Armstrong.
Okay.
He said, he said, well, I'm just listening now. I wasn't prepared. Next Friday, I'll have a pen and paper on my hand to take all notes. I'm thankful. UPK is sharing this. All praises.
Yeah. Very, very well said, Shelton. Right. Well said. All right. The UPK is sharing this because we understand this. Other people don't share this because they don't teach it. All right. This is Genesis 14 and 18. All right. Where was that in the looking at the phone? So when it says Most High, right? The Most High in Hebrew. Al Yawan. All right. Al Yawan. The al is the basis of the word. Al means over. Right? Over. La, Allah, la is a preposition again. La is a preposition to say to. Right? And then Allah. Allah. This is that stuff that they always say, because without connectors, people don't know how to pronounce it without connectors. Right? So they'll say that this is Al or El. You know, like the Moors be saying El, we worship the god El. It's because there's no connectors here. So they see A and La and they say Al. Well, just like Isle, right? How we don't say Isla, right? Al means over. Al means onto. And this is not Allah, this is Allah. Okay? Of course, the Jewish man got dots and dashes around there to give you an idea of how he would say vowels. All these dots and dashes around these right here is to say what vowel they would use, because they bastardize the dialects for themselves. All right? No problem, right? So the Most High is a rank, right? The Most High, right? In Hebrew is Al Yawan, born out of the word Al, which means over. This is the same Al when we say Yahweh Shamar Al Atah. Right? It's the same one. I don't know can this thing go higher, or is it?
Yes,
it can go high. This needs to always be as high as it can go, right?
At the bottom.
At the bottom, right?
think it's this
Okay,
one.
my bad. Go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, put it all the way out so we can.
All right, we're gonna have to do we have to just crank this all the way up. See, okay, that's it.
Why these legs look like you got more down here?
There you go. That's
There
it
we
right
go.
there.
There it is right there, right? Forgive me a lie, y'all, right? Yeah, the UPK is from the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah, we from the hood, man. We from Harlem.
There we go.
You know? Make adjustments in action. There we go. What I do? I put the camera up more higher, more over the board, right? Out, right? And I put this up higher so you can get an idea, right? I know there's a little bit of glare on the board. This is somebody bought a good camera stand. It's nice and tall. You know what I mean? Let me bring it down a little. No, this should be okay, right? So we got aisle here, right? Aisle is over. The same, how much more aisle of thought? Okay, good, right? Of course, we know the Most High's name in Hebrew is Yahweh. Okay, good, right? Under the Most High would be the angels. We could list them down, but then we're gonna be taking all day. Of course, we don't know the name. We don't know the name of every angel. The chief angel is Michael, Mayaka Allah. Second to him is Gabriel, Gabar Ya Allah. Mayaka Allah meaning Maya meaning who, right? Ka meaning like, Allah meaning the power. So referring to the Most High power, meaning who is like the Most High power. Because he's the chief angel, he's the one who comes with the chief of everything that the Most High wants, right? Gabar Ya Allah, Gabriel, right? Gabar meaning warrior, right? Meaning he's the warrior angel. So he's going to be in the earth creating what? War, right? Then he goes down to the other ones. I don't know the order of the other ones. Uriel. I know there's a Uriel. There's a Raphael, right? Raphael from Rapa'ah. Rapa'ah means the healing angel. Uriel, a warrior Allah. A warrior is light, the angel of light. All right? And I'm sure you have angels for everything, because in Christ he's coming back with 100 million. So you could have a warrior of truth. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying, it could be a warrior of hell. I guess that would be Satan. Right? Good. And in the Bible, Satan is an angel, according to the book of Job, chapter 1. Okay? And 2 Kings. Right? So then we have the angels. Let's put the angels here. Angels. Right? Angel in Hebrew is Allah with a H. Because that H is the servant tense. This is what the oppressor would call the feminine, but there's nothing feminine about these angels, so I try to not say feminine. Okay? And then S, to say plural in Hebrew, would be yum. Right? And that same H is the same H in Baba Kwasha. Baba Kwasha is not feminine. It's not feminine to say Baba Kwasha. It's just that the oppressor is a homosexual. So to him, everything is a woman. Right? When this is more rank. This is a tense based on rank. Right? The ha at the end of a word that the oppressor called the feminine. It's more based on rank. Higher rank and lower rank. Allah, with the H to say lower rank to who? Lower rank than the Most High. He's the Most High power. And in the angels, this Allah right here means power. Right? So there go all of the powers of the Most High. A power who is like the Most High, Michael. A power who's the warrior power, Gabar Ya Allah. His name literally means Gabar, warrior. Allah meaning power, the warrior power. Okay? Good. Oh, Salakia, we missed the king. Over the angels is Yahweh Shai, Salakia. How dare I? That was a mistake. Slip of the tongue and none of the heart is what the Bible says. Right? The Most High, at the right hand of the Most High. Should I say the right hand?
Oh,
Because not every king was over the angels. Yahushua was the one king that we had that is over the angels. Okay? Okay? So we read about Melchizedek. Melchizedek was Yahushua because Melchizedek was over the angels. Okay, so I'm going to put the king. Right, I'm going to put the king. Right? Put some more room there. The king, who is at the right hand of the Most High. Right hand, right? Right? And that will be, the king in Hebrew is Malak. Right? And of course, the king of Israel is Yahushua. Yahweh Roshai in Hebrew. Because it's written like a W, right? Yahushua. Okay? Good. Right? Under our king, Yahushua. Let's put Yahushua wrong. Salaki again. Salaki. Slip of the hands, not of the heart. I'm writing wrong again. God damn. Yahushua. There we go. Strive for mastery is what our king said. That's what I just did. I just strive for mastery. I got it wrong many times, right? But we got it right. There we go, right? On the other side is the angels, right? Angels, right? Angels, right? And that would be Allah, right? To say these are the angels that serve, right? Allah is angel by itself. Okay? And then Yum, because that's to say plural. Okay? Angel, the H is, let me not put that there, right? But we get the idea. We broke it down a while ago, I'm not writing it again. Right? We got angel here. Allah. Right? It's angel. Yam is like saying S because that's how we pluralize things. Apostrophe S. Okay, good. Under the angels is the commanding general. It would be the head priest first. Let me put the head priest. Right? So that is how Commander Johanna taught it, if I'm not mistaken. Head priest. Okay? So we're going to have the word head, Ra'ash. Right, Ra'ash, which is head. And then priest is Kahan. Right? Of course, there's been no one anointed to be a head priest at this time, as all of the head priests have either left the truth or died. And they left the truth because of old age. Right? We've got a scripture about man loses his understanding in old age. So they're not in command right now. They can come back and be in command, as Commander General Hannah has said. All right? And under the head priest was raised up Commanding General Yohanan. Right? So we have commanding general. Right? So we put them together, right? Commanding general. Okay? Commanding or commander for the proper translation will be Ma Tazab Ya'ah. Okay? And then general would be Alawak. Okay? And under that would be the general. Okay? General, which is the same word right here. Alawak. Okay? And under that would be captain. Captain, and that will be Saran. Saran. Because they made people Sar. And then officer. Officer would be Kwa Tazayan. Kwa Tazayan. Okay? And then we have troopers. Troopers. And we have the sisters. Right? And then we would have helpers, right? As the scripture says, right? Those would be brothers who are not anointed to be in the school, but they'll pay the tithes, right? These are people who still donate. They know that they can't do what we do, so they help in any way they can. They might give us connections. Protestant knows a helper. You see what I'm saying? You think the Lord sees what she does. What's her name again, Protestant?
Miss Diaz.
Miss Diaz. And what tribe is she from?
Judah.
She's a Judite, right? So she hasn't come here to be anointed as a sister in the school, but she helps. And the Lord is going to acknowledge her help. And the Lord is going to lift her up. 2 women shall be sitting at the well. Our King Yahushua said, 2 women shall be sitting at a well. One shall be taken and the other shall be left behind. Because one would help and the other would not help. Okay?
So can you, the camera, can you turn it down so I can see
okay, come.
officer and trooper?
For sure. Okay, we got sisters. Okay, hold it right there. Bring it down a little more. Okay. Okay.
Sit up, Maria Stevenson, can you say it clearly now? Let me get a 1 or a card. A 1 or a card?
No, the other no. The 1 is a card. If you
say
say 1 or a card, then which one do I press? See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Trooper, singular, right? Let me get it singular. Right. Trooper is Ka Ya, and the sister is Aqua. Right? And then of course, after the sisters will be the helpers. After the helper is Israelites in the world. Meaning what? After captains, generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, and then helpers. Below them is Nathaniel of IUIC and the Tahar of GMS and Bishop T.D. Jakes. And below them is the mayor of New York. Right, the mayor of New York, the mayor of Washington, D.C., the president. All white people under Israelites, according to the Most High. Right? Of course, we've been put to the bottom of society as a curse. right? But the Lord still acknowledges his chosen, right? And it's how he has the rank system set up, right? So of course now in the world, white people might appear to be over Israelites, but that's not how it's supposed to be, right? But of course underneath Aqua and the helpers is brothers not in the ranks. All right, good, and that's from the Bible. This is from David and Saul. Okay, this the whole idea of brothers being and sisters being over brothers who are not in the ranks of the Most High is from David and Saul. You could be in Saul's army all you want. You could be in Nathaniel's army if you want. You could be in who has an army. You could be in the not effing around coalition army all you want. But it's just not the ranks of the Most High, because there's only one camp of the Most High, right? Okay, good. Break down each word, right?
Okay. All right. Everything is 2 hours.
Okay. Sar means turn, right? That's the root word of the word Captain Sar. We know the root word of Alawak, right? We did that already. Alak is the root word, right, of thousands, which became the word for general, right? Alak is a cow. Ma tazabi'ah, from the word tazawa. So ma is a preposition to say of. Tazab, tazabia, right? Tazabia narrowed down to tazawa, right? I want to get tazab first. Tazab is what we should be focusing here for the word command. Believe tazab is a command. Let me put that right here. Tazab. Let me just check in the concordance first. I'm gonna have everybody follow along with me in the concordance, right? We're gonna go to our concordance here, and we're gonna get. I got the Wi-Fi on. I don't need the Wi-Fi on. I don't need the GPS on neither. Burn the batteries for no reason. Okay, so we're gonna go to Tazab. Right, this is the same concordance that you could get from the store now. We told everybody to buy the concordance. It used to be $12, and then one time it became $16. The concordance is now, because it took so long, the concordance is now $44. Yeah, inflation, right? One time it was $12. I bought mine for $12. Right, it's crazy, right? No problem. The app, I know the app still sell it for like $2. Right, so it's the same thing as the book, except this you're not gonna have all of the English words in the direction of the English words as this one. I don't believe there's Greek in here neither. This is just Hebrew. You can get the Greek one too as a separate book in Kindle, right? There's Tazab, and we got. I'm gonna read it from over here, right? Tazab says, an unused root meaning to establish. And they see unused root meaning it is probably not used in the Bible, right? Established, so that's not the one we're talking about, right? The one we're talking about right there. Tazaba'ah, a primitive root meaning to mass, an army, or servants. And the UPK, we learn to serve in here because that's how you get an army. You get men who are willing to serve a commander. Tazaba'ah. And that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense to how we got the here, right? So the root word of mataziba'ah, which is commanding, for commanding Jihana, right? Ma meaning of, and then the ya in the middle would mean past tense. Okay? So it's not tazab, it's tazaba'ah. All right? Tazaba'ah. Right? And this is a, like always, 3-letter Hebrew word. Tazaba'ah. That's the root word. Tazaba'ah. And it says what? To mass, an army. I just lost it. Okay. Tazaba'ah, to mass an army. All right. Assemble, fight, perform, muster, wait upon war. All right. Now I don't like to have too much English words to describe what we're talking about. Right. So what I want to do is I want to get the concordance code 6633. I see you, Pertazar. Right. And I want to get the words for that in actual usage. Right? 6633. Right? And we see what comes up, 6633. And it says, I took the concordance code off. Okay, there we go. Let me try it again. Search. Okay, there we go. Assembling. Here's how we get the right English word to everything. Right? Woman assembling, which is in Exodus. All right. To perform the service, meaning what? Brothers are being assembled by command. You get commanded to assemble. You get commanded to perform, which is people assembled to perform. You get commanded to wait, meaning assemble. Right? You get command. They said they warred. That ward is the same war as in war, like WAR, and they warred. That goes by a assembly, a command to assemble. Okay, again, numbers, war, assembled, war, right? They assembled what? Oh, it's not war, it's woman assembled, right? So that's by a command. We're at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, right? No problem, right? All right, and the host, what? The people of the scribe of the host, which mustered the people, meaning what? In English, they mustered with their gossip or whatever the case may be. Maybe I'm getting the concept wrong, right? But someone's mustering. Mustering is a thing that we talking about this thing. And we're motivating brothers to do what? Muster the people, meaning what? In Hebrew, they assembled the people through their talking, through their mustering. Muster the people of the land, and 80 men of the people of the land were found in the city. Why? Because they assembled in the city. Right? No problem, right? We got enough understanding, right? So good. Tazaba'ah rightfully means to assemble. Spelling it wrong. Assemble. Right? Good. Now to build up of Tazaba'ah, you put a ma in front of it to say this is a thing that's from being assembled, right? Or from or of an assemble. Ya in the middle of a word. Of course, it's not too far away. Okay. Ya in the middle of a word is like saying past tense, ed. So that's like saying Tazaba'ah without the ya is assemble. With the ya is like assembled. Ma to say of or from, to say this is a person from being assembled, right? Which is the commanding general, right? Ma Tazaba'ah al-Waqt, who now is commanding general Yohanan. Okay? Good, and that's the rank system. Okay? Okay. Hopefully everybody understands that. We have anybody online questions? Is it about Hebrew?
No.
Okay, come.
Oh no, Salak said no. It's about the Sabbath service.
Okay, Sabbath service is about Hebrew.
No.
Everything you do on a Friday night has to be performed or used on the Sabbath service. The whole purpose of the Sabbath service is to read and understand Hebrew. Right? Go ahead, President.
Oh, Salak, so I read it wrong. It's about how to celebrate the Sabbath. I don't think it's on time.
You want to know how to celebrate the Sabbath? You'll come every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, 2279 3rd Avenue, Harlem, New York. 2279 3rd Avenue, Harlem, New York. The entrance is on 124th Street, but the address of the building is 2279 3rd Avenue. Look for the entrance on 124th Street. Okay? That's how you know to perform a Sabbath service. A Sabbath service is a holy, it's an assembly. So it's not something you do by yourself at home, right? If you do it by yourself at home, you're doing it wrong, right? A Sabbath service, just like any holy service, is done by priests. If you're not in these ranks, you're not a priest, all right? A priest is not made without an oath. I think we did all that yesterday in class. You cannot make yourself become a priest without making an oath to men who are already priests, who are actively in charge of being priests and have not left their post in being priests, right? There's rules to being priest. There's rules to how to have a Sabbath service, right? At home, you don't blow your shofar and think you're going to be more blessed because you watch the UPK do a Sabbath service and you do your own Sabbath service at home. Give me a scripture on that too. Give me Matthew 6. Right? You don't sit at home by yourself and have your own Passover, make your lamb, unless you got reason to have to do that. How do you know that you have to do that? By contacting the priest in your zone, like an actual priest. You know what I mean? Meaning one from the UPK, not the Catholic priest. He's gonna molest the kids. He's not a priest. All right? He's not a priest of the Most High. He might be a priest of his church or of his religion, but that does not make you a priest of the Most High power. The Most High power only has one set of priests according to the Bible. One time you would call those the sons of Aaron, the Levites. So you call it one time. If you were not a Levite rolling with Moses and the sons of Aaron, you were not a priest, right? Yahweh came to take away the priesthood from the Levites. So now Yahweh made himself a priest who was not a Levite, and all the disciples with him were not all Levites, but they became the priests, right? And from that time, the priest, by Yahweh's command, should be all 12 tribes. And he is a gathering of one body of priests, right? And that gathering of the bodies of priests started in 1969. Everybody else was Jewish. You can't be Jewish and be a priest of the Most High God according to the Bible, according to Nehemiah, right? So if you're not in the ISUPK, just like the priesthood doesn't change, the Most High does not change. The body of priests are only in one camp. That's only like Amos said, the priests reveal the secrets, and the secrets of the Most High are only being brought out in one place. You cannot go to IUIC and learn some new secret about the truth. You know what I mean? You're gonna think there's robots on the dark side of the moon, trying to be in IUIC, trying to create something new. It's gonna be a lie. It's gonna be not from the Most High. Okay. All right.
And also,
I need quarters of young too, right? So we're gonna look up. We have a 10th here, yah right there. So I'm gonna look for quartazan without the yah and see what comes up. Go ahead.
Also, his question was also not only on the worship, also like, is it unlawful on the let's see here. Is it unlawful to indulge in your own actions?
Is it unlawful to indulge in your own actions? It's unlawful to break the law. All right, that's what unlawful means. Let me see again. All right. How do I properly celebrate the Sabbath? I know it's a day for rest. Okay. Right. So the word Sabbath means rest. The word Sabbath is born out of the word Shabbai or Shabbat. Right. And Shabbai means seven. Sabbath is like saying seventh, meaning this is pertaining to the seventh. Right. If you're not going to the Sabbath service, right, and it's just your day of rest, You stay at home and you do nothing. You can turn on the stove. Turning on the stove is not kindling a fire. Kindling is a job. Kindling is a job that was done by Israelites. Meaning you would take all day and inhale smoke and attempt to light a fire, and the fire will not stay alight. So you're smacking stones together all day on chaff, and you're gathering sticks. Gathering sticks, dry sticks, is a job. That's not resting, right?
That's right.
Turning on your engine in your car, even though you got spark plugs in your engine that ignite the fume, so the engine, we call it cylinders, can go like this. Your RPM reader in your car, your RPM reader is idle is what? 1,000 RPM a minute, 1,000 revs per minute, meaning what? It's lighting fire 1,000 times per minute in your engine. You start driving, you drive 2 RPM. You're lighting a fire 2,000 times per minute. That is not what the Lord is talking about, kindling a fire. You gotta not be dumb. All right? A day of rest means you do not work for somebody else on that day. Talking about your employer. The day of rest is not for you as a one singular man at home, not in charge of nobody. The law is to rulers, because the rulers will make you work. If you don't make yourself work or not work, your job that you're gonna come on a Saturday, you go. You see what I'm saying? Or you get fired. If you get fired and get another job, then or you do that. But that is not what the law is requiring. The law is requiring 6 days you work. If you work 7 days in a row, you're gonna work yourself to death. You're gonna die. Okay? 6 days shall thou work, the 7th day is a day of rest. So you can rest your squiggly wiggly muscles after you've been doing all that overtime and still can't pay the rent. Okay? The Lord gave it in the earth. And the Lord is so powerful, right? That he made heathens follow the laws of the Israelites. Made heathens follow the 10 commandments, the so-called 10 commandments. Of course, there's more than 10 commandments, but the heathen call it the 10 commandments. And the Most High has made them follow that. So even the heathen know he has to get a day of rest. He has to have a day off. Okay? How do I properly celebrate the Sabbath service? The celebration is done at the Sabbath service. All right? Having a day off from work is not a celebration. That's mandatory. You must not work 7 days in a row. I know it's a day of for rest and worship unto the Most High. That worship is done at home, at the Sabbath service, not at home, right? Is it unlawful to indulge in your own acting like video games or watching TV? Just catering to you. I'm not sure what catering to you means, right? Playing video games, you're chilling. Playing video games is not working for an employer. Watching TV is not working for an employer. If your slavery, if your so-called occupation, right? If your job is to watch TV, right? You've been watching TV for 6 days in a row, getting paid for the 7th day. Don't watch TV. Rest your eyes. Rest your eyes. If your job is as a video game developer and your slavery, your occupation is to play video games 6 days a week, the 7th day, give your hand a break. Give your hands and your knuckles a rest from playing video games for 7 days. On the 7th day, don't work for 7 days. Okay? Catering, if you cater for 6 days, don't cater for nobody on your occupation. Feed your kids. Feed your husband. That's not catering, all right? and you rest. Make sure you rest, man. Rest. You have to get rest. Make sure you get sleep every day too. Get where you can. Get your most adequate amount of sleep. Eat, drink, be well. Right? As many brothers in the ISUPK, all of us, we are well. We get rest. We work. We get money. We handle business, and we rest and we live. Right? Don't be falling down into depression and you crying out to the Most High to quit your job because you can't get there rest. All right? If your employer is not giving you a day off, let him know that you follow the Bible. I don't even think you have to tell him you're an Israelite. You could just tell him you follow the Bible. I tell him straight up, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew. Sometimes they don't understand what an Israelite is. I tell them I practice Judaism. Judaism is trying to be an Israelite. That's what Jewish people do. They try to be an Israelite. Right? But we're not Jewish. I'm a Jew. I follow Judaism, meaning I follow the Bible. I'm a Messianic Jew. I believe in the King Yahushua. I call him Yahushua. And I follow the Torah, the Tanakh, and the New Testament. And my God requires that I get a day of rest. 6 days I shall work, 7th day. Now if he says still work 7 days, here's what you do. Work the 7 days and go to a lawyer, you're gonna get big cash. You're gonna get and have your schedule. Have your schedule, your what they call it, your greens, or your schedule sheet, your work hours, and bring it to a lawyer. He broke your religious right. Have a letter in writing. The law says put all things in writing. So don't just go with your mouth to your employer. Have it in writing. Right? And then you said you show this to them. You show them the Bible. Take a picture of the Bible in the office or something. Right? And you show them the Bible in the office and give them your schedule and come and thank me later, pay your tithes. Right? 10% of 50,000 is what? 5,000? Pay that 5,000 in tithes you get from your lawyer. I don't think they tax that neither. They don't tax the money you get from suing a company. That's not taxable. So you get the straight $50,000. If it's 50,000, sometimes it's 20,000. Depending on your lawyer. It could be 20,000, 50,000, sometimes it could be more, right? Depending on what lawyer you get and the size of your company, right? And how much you can prove on paper, in writing, or on paper that it has inconvenienced you, then that all adds up. Okay? So you go to a lawyer, you get big cash, pay your $2,000 if that's the 10%, or $3,000 if that's the 10%, and you pay 10% to the Most High because the Most High is the one who gave you that check from the lawyer, from your company for their abuse of you. All right, go ahead, President.
So I don't know if we want to address this. Is Chad Ward being disrespectful? I don't know if we want to block him.
Yeah, block that LGBT community member. That's an LGBT community member. He's probably from IUIC. IUIC got a whole lot of, as proven here, has got a whole lot of LGBT community members. Okay, so we don't expect anything different from IUIC LGBT community members. Now, wait. If you were a man of God, would a man of God say that? Right? Because of course they come on here with fake names and silly names, right? And they themselves think that they are men of the Most High, right? Now, show me where Yahushua would say that to another man that he didn't believe was, really sent from the Most High. So, of course, a lot of men didn't believe Yahushua was a man of the Most High. And there was a certain way how they acted. No problem. You got disciples of Christ. Show me where a disciple of Christ would act like that. Because they say that they are Israel united in Christ. Well, if you are of Christ, show me where a disciple of Christ would say something like that to who they believed was not a man of Christ. Right? You should tell them by their fruits. Okay? Anything else?
Yeah, my question.
Uh-huh.
My question. My question was to Zab Ba Now it means it's symbol. It means that's the assembly.
No, it means a symbol.
A symbol, Salakia. A symbol.
So you graduated Hebrew Academy, right?
Come.
So of course, every Sunday morning, brothers assembled. It's not an assembly. I think assembly is like a building.
Yeah, come.
Right, but every Sunday morning, brothers assembled. At camp, every Saturday noon, we assemble. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Come. And you're saying now we have Martazah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matazah. Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one.
This
right
one.
there.
Yeah.
That one right there. So that one is actually saying, was it of assembled, like past tense or
Yeah.
current tense?
Yeah, assembled. Yeah.
Of assembled.
Past tense.
Come.
Okay.
Assembled. Okay. That was my question. I just wanted to be clear
Okay.
on the difference.
Okay. Come. Okay.
Salaki, sir. Oh, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
It's on Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Come.
What happened is, you know, in the world they give things like short, right?
Like a who?
Like a short, like, say for example, like, if you call somebody, how can I explain it?
Okay.
When you like, that's not a nickname, like a brief, like, instead of the whole word, it's like a small abbreviation.
A small abbreviation of what?
Instead of the Hebrew word, instead of saying they, like you like say in a shortcut.
Oh, like an abbreviation?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in the scriptures, so I cannot say yes because of that. For that, right? If it was an abbreviation in scriptures, like to say like ISUPK, or to say like Israelite school in Hebrew would be what? Bayasapar. Israelite would be Yasharalia Bayasapar. I would never see Ya Ba Sa. I would never see nothing like that. Nah, I wouldn't see nothing like that. Nah. Right? But if it helps you, right? Each of these are, for example, we got Sa right here, right? Sa is based on two words, Sa and Ra, right? Sa is Samak. Right? So every time you see Sa, it's Samak. Right? Samak, where in Hebrew, Samak is written like so. Right? And then Ra is Ra'ash. Let me see if everybody online can see what I got going on down here. Right? Right? Ra'ash. Right? Ra'ash. And Ra'ash in Hebrew is Ra'asha. So it's a good thing you brought that up. Right? It's a good thing you brought that up because really, even though we won't abbreviate like a title or anything, right? Every single Hebrew word like this, or like any word that we have on the board, every single Hebrew word is an abbreviation of putting the individual words together, right? So Samak, which is a flag, establishing a flag, and Ra'ash is a head, right? A flag can be turned in different directions, right? So now, just like an abbreviation, right? We take away the rest of the word and leave the first syllable of the Sa from Samak. And we take away the rest of the word and leave the first syllable Ra. Sarah, which is how we get Sar. All right? Which means turn. Right? So, good question, because every single Hebrew word is based off of an abbreviation. I don't think I've ever got a chance to say that before. Give the sister a hand. Give the sister a hand. That is an absolute fact. You know what I mean? That sister right there, is a prophetess, a real life prophetess. Now, of course, you can't boast about it. You can't go to someone in your street or your family because they're not going to believe you, right? But of course, we, as prophets of the Most High here, we understand where that spirit is coming from. You know what I mean? And that's from the spirit of truth and being a prophetess. Put the camera in the prophetess right there. That's a prophetess right there. That's a prophetess. You see what I'm saying? She down there taught class just now. You know what I'm saying? She put us on to give me the scripture. Give me Amos 3 and 7. You know what I mean? Give me Amos 3 and 7. Very good job, Sister Benata, right? Okay. We're gonna wrap class up in a minute. I'm gonna get this scripture right here, right quick. Okay. And let me know if there's any other questions afterwards, right?
Actually, I'm the same brother that talked about the Sabbath. He just asked for the address. I'm typing in the address into the chat right now.
Okay, read the scripture first.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Most High power will do nothing, but He revealeth His secrets unto His servants.
Right. So Sister enough, she serves in the school here in New York. She's a sister in the school here in New York, and he does what? But he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And he revealeth his secrets unto his servants. The servants are in the school right here. And the Lord revealed a secret to Satarana. Right? The Lord revealed a secret to her. You know what I mean? Because she serves in here. All right? And that's what the Lord did that. And the Lord doesn't do that for IUSC, Chad. He did not. Right? You brothers, if you had all the energy to search out Hebrew, you couldn't learn it. And you don't believe in teaching it because the Lord didn't give it to you. All right? So of course, message all the silly stuff you want because that's all you got, because you don't got no secrets from the Most High. All right? So there you go. And that approves our rank system. Right? The Most High, our King Yahushua, and the angels, Commander Giano, the generals, the captains, officers, troopers, and sisters. Right? And within these ranks right here is where the Lord reveals his secrets to. Even the sisters. Right? Aqua is how you say sister in Hebrew. Right?
Aqua, yeah. Sisters?
Sister.
Oh, sister.
Aqua is how you say sister in Hebrew.
Oh, I thought you was asking how you say sisters.
Sisters. Sisters is Aquathian. Very good. Right? So what Protos was saying was sisters. Aquathian. Right? You wouldn't put an M there because the M in this case would mean men, meaning men are there. N with an N like the N word. N means there's no men there. All right? So that's Aquathian for sisters. Right? Kaya, I want to break these down first, right? So on the Kindle, right? We got Quatazayan. Quatazayan says what? You go, sis. Quatazayan says in the sense of determining, right? And that's why you gotta pass an officer test to become an officer, because as an officer you have to be in a council and you have to give ideas, just like how the angels of the Lord have to bring ideas to the Most High in the Book of Kings, where Satan was in attendance as an angel, right? Quatazayan, a magistrate, meaning what? An office. Magistrates works in office, meaning we're referring to officers as deciding or leader, meaning what? Your rank, officer of 50, means you have the capability of being in charge of 50 men. 500,000, 5,000, you have the capability of being in charge of 5,000 men. right? 5,000 troopers, right? Captain of 10,000, right? You are over 5,000, right? Who will be in charge of thousands of men. 10,000 men, you can, under your rank, we're gonna put up to 10,000 men under you. You see what I'm saying? And so forth, all right? Okay, good. Captain of 13,000, you are in charge of other captains. Okay? Good. Okay. So Quatazayan was the word for magistrate, and of course, it says, what's the root word it said? From 0796. 0796 is right here. Quatazar to cut off. I wouldn't put that together. I'm not sure. I can kind of see why they're doing that, but I can't say that to say the na might be there to say that this is not a verb, but now a person. Because that's a culture in Hebrew too, to put the what we will call today the letter N at the end of words. To say no longer a verb, but now a person. That culture and that custom goes on in Simeon, Shammai 1, and Zebulun. Right? That's what's going on in Zebulun, where they have the one. That one over time became just a na. Hence, Yaradan. Yarad means downward, right? And of course, a noun is a person, place, or thing. So the N at the end of a word that was a verb being referred to a thing or person is now a noun. So we can say the N at the end of these names is noun. If that's what helps you to remember. All right? Here's what you do. Learn things in a way so that you can remember. We need to remember Hebrew. We need to not lose Hebrew. We need to not lose our language. The language of our kingdom, the language of our king. All right? Our king never spoke Yiddish, Jewish, Yiddish. Yahushua never spoke Yiddish. Yahushua never said Shalom Boker Tov. He never said that. He never spoke like that. Okay? Good. So that's Quatazayan. Right? Quatazar in itself means the edge. So that's when they say Quatazar to say scrape off, meaning you're making edges, meaning you're cleaning up, you're organizing. Right? An army is an organization of men assembled. Right? For now, right? Kayayal, coming from Kayal, coming from Kal. Kal is the word to say pain. Meaning what? These men have endured pain, because enduring pain is how you become disciplined. Okay? So I'm gonna go straight to the root word. Right? The root word is kal. Right? Make sure you can see. Okay? The root word is kal. Right? Kal, which means pain. Meaning these brothers have endured pain. Right? Of course, you don't want to get up every morning and go to camp to read. You see what I'm saying? It's painful to get out of bed when you don't want to. You want to stay home and play? What did the sister say? Video games and watch TV. But of course, the kingdom of heaven would never come by you watching TV and playing video games. You're not going to read 144,000 because you sat at home and play video games on a Saturday and watch TV on a Saturday. Okay? The kingdom comes not with observation. Okay? Paratazah.
Salaki, sir. Kayayo,
Yep.
is that past tense?
Yes. It's past tense twice.
Oh.
Okay. So of course, Kayal with the ya in there means pained. Right? And pained is a word, right? And then we got the word for soldier to say the past tense of that where you now become a soldier, right? Let's go get that in the concordance here. Okay. Let's begin with Kal. Okay. That's not the one I wanted. Give me a second. Pain, Kal. Exposed, hence profane, common, profane. Kala to be sick, be disease. Kala Okay. Let me go to your Bible. Right there. That was what again? 2:4, right? 2:4. This is from 2:4:90. Hold on. Oh, here we go, right? Stuck here. It's not Kal, it's from Kalal. Okay. This is the word where the word is from. Kalal. Okay. Okay. So of course, many things will pertain to pain and being disciplined. All right. If someone profanes a personal thing, it hurts you. Right. If you break one's word, it hurts you. All right. To wound something is to hurt you. To bore something is to hurt it. To bore the paper is to hurt the paper. If I say hurt the paper, you're gonna drive your pen through the paper and bore the paper. Okay. Okay. To play the flute, you have to do what? Practice day and night, even when you don't want to. Right? And endure the pain of learning how to play the flute, and then pain yourself and learn how to play the melodies of the song. All right. Here's some more things that go with it. Khala, right? To be dark, unhappy, unfortunate, or poor. You know what? This is someone who was being pain. He's not living happy like a lot of people. You know what I mean? He's being financially pained. It's home. It might be a homeless man. Kala'a, right? No, not kala'a. Slake. Ka. Oh, slake. Ka laka. Okay, that's not. I don't think that's related. That's kalak. That will be coming from the word kalak, right? But kalak, well, that's a good word to know, right? Someone who's unfortunate, poor. You have to know the origin of that word first, so you can not be mistaken with it. Kalat, apatiza, kurashutha, apatiza. Okay, the manasa ipa, abagada hawaza kata ya ka, ya, kata ya, abagada hawaza kata ya ka. Okay, malaka. Okay, so kalaka will be the root word here, and then this comes from this. All right, highly serving tense. So however that will be in respect to this will be that. All right, there's no kalaka. There's no, you can't get this word here without written the here. Stuff like that, you have to look into what book it came from too, that might affect it. I know they put at the end of a lot of words in Esther. So I'm not sure where it occurs, right? Just have to look into it. You know, it could be one of those words where we read it now in the Bible, but when we was around, we might not have used the at the end of it. I know we started using in the book of Esther. You see a lot of at the end of words. So just be careful for things like that, all right? Right. So we're reading the concordance. Of course, the ancient Hebrew is what has been considered a dead language, meaning nobody on the earth speaks it until the Isupk under Commander Gianna. Even before Commander Gianna brothers was speaking this, of course, right? The seven heads, but before the Isupk, nobody was really speaking the ancient Hebrew. People who you want to credit to being Israelites before us, F.S. Cherry and that, they were eating eggs at the Passover for their Passover ritual. That's not the truth, all right? But big up to all those who pressed on being an Israelite, even F.S. Cherry, but he was not in the truth, all right? And he was not speaking ancient Hebrew. He was trying to speak Jewish, Yiddish Hebrew, all right? And that's not being in the truth, all right? Okay. Okay. And we got Aquas. What time we got? Is time up? And with that, I pass the clock. Wait, is there any more questions online? Last chance to get questions. If you got a question, type in "wait" at the bottom, and we'll wait. Right? If it's from any hecklers from before, of course, you know that's a dub. You know what I mean? Right? Okay. Shelton Awakening, all right. Okay, happy Sabbath. Okay. Big up to you, Shelton Awakening, right? Much peace and love to you, brother. All right. Of course, you brought these things to class. We'll tell you in the class. There's no such thing as the happy Sabbath, right? Saying happy for a celebration. Of course, the Sabbath it should be happy, right? But to say happy Sabbath is not biblical. That's the tradition of men. You're going to be careful of traditions of men, right? Let's get the scripture too about the traditions of men. All right, as to why I'm saying it. Okay. Bear with me 1 second now, I'm Shelton, all right? Well, the one for being with us today, Shelton. All right, much love and peace to you, brother. All right. Okay.
All right, my brother this was the brother that asked me about the Sabbath question.
Let me get Colossians 28 when you get after that too. What's the question?
All right, come on. This one. Brother, I need to be a part of this truth. I don't want to touch that lake of fire. No, I do.
What city are you from? What's the name?
What is it?
Tough Neil and Jay, right? Here's what you do, Tough Neil and Jay, right? What city and state are you from? Okay. And if there's anything else,
no more questions.
No more questions, right? Give me Colossians 2 and 8, right quick.
Colossians 2 and 8.
Okay. And I got one more book, right? So like this. Okay, come.
Colossians 2 and 8.
Okay, hold on.
Come.
Okay, so for the brother Shelton, all right, this is a book from of our Hebrew scholars, right, who made a text and workbook. Bonnie Pedrati, Kittle, Vicky Hoffa, Ricky, Rebecca Apps, right? This is a book from Yale University, right? So of course, a lot of people don't believe us because we're black people trying to be, trying to get back to who we were. And of course, black people have learned to not be respected in the earth. Things that we say have learned to not be respected in the earth. And a lot of people try to respect Jewish peoples and their vows. So this book from Yale University says the Hebrew alphabet is the oldest in the world, still in use today, right? Referring to the Jewish man, right? It's not showing straight clearly, right?
There we go.
It's cleared out now, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Part we have right here is the text of the Bible we use today reflects the periods of development, and they're referring to Jewish people as these are Jewish scholars. And they'll say originally originally only the consonants were used, right? So we did not use O sounds, we did not use U sounds, we did not use I sounds to say E. We did not have those sounds. Only the consonants were used, right? So just pull up the brother's comment one more time, right? Just so we can help him out with what we're referring to. Is it the last one right there? Yeah.
No, somebody new checking in.
Okay. Put up the brother Shelton, the last one.
I'm from
Right in the middle.
Oh, Shelton. Right there.
Okay. So he said, "Shalom, brethren," right, with the O in there, right? And when you go down to when it talks about the Masoretes, right? The Masoretes had a thing where they added in a system of dots and dashes, right? To do what? To indicate vowels. Is it showing or not showing?
Not focusing right there. Right, it's focusing now.
Focusing now, right? Okay. So the Masoretes, right? The Masoretes, they included dots and dashes to indicate vowels because, of course, they were saying shalom like how you have written right here, right? So because they say shalom with an O, right? The Masoretes added in things, but they did not want to touch the Tanakh and the Torah, as of course in the Tanakh and Torah they don't have the wa in shalom to say peace unless it's a peace offering, unless someone's making peace. Okay. Where's the part where it said they didn't want to touch the here we go. By the time the text was so sacred that the vowels letters could not be removed, so they didn't want to change the ha's and the wa's and the yah's in Hebrew, right? So they would not change the tenses in Hebrew, but what they did, they changed things in their own spoken language, in their own not the spoken language. They were saying shalom with an O sound, so they added a wa. They added a wa to say so they can pronounce shalom when they write shalom. So they will write something that says shalom. Of course, fake Israelites, is it shown or not shown?
Oh, yeah, just
It's good. Go again, right? Right? Okay. Okay, Salaki, y'all. Right? But they can see, right? The wa. This is the wa right here. It's a ha, ya, and wa. And they put that wa in there to say, oh, I gotta get it clearer than that. All right. There you go. It's focusing. It's focusing.
Right there, that's perfect.
All right, there you go, right? They took, I got it. They got the wa to say, oh. So that's how you got shalom here, because they will write shalom or shalom. They say the wa as an o, right? So that's something they added in their own writing, but that's not something you see in Hebrew, right? Okay, just putting it out there for you, right? Right. But big up the Most High power that, of course, we can be brothers together, and we can come together and talk and discuss, and we can take off the traditions of men. That was another tradition of a certain kind of man, right? But it's no problem, because this is as Commander Jehan would say from the scriptures. This is a graduating coming unto the Lord. All right, break up our fallow ground, you know what I mean? And just like the Valley of Dry Bones, we're putting our flesh onto these bones. All right. Okay. You got Colossians 2:8.
Come.
Sure. Okay.
Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you.
Lest any man spoil you. Read.
Through philosophy.
Through what?
Philosophy.
Through philosophy. That's religions, right? Like following the Jewish man will be following their philosophies on how to say shalom or how to say shalom. All right. Keep reading.
And vain deceit.
Vain deceit meaning they deceive people for no reason, for nothing. Right? Keep reading.
After the traditions of men.
After the tradition of men, of course, now because of these men called Jewish people, right? They have a tradition which is not from the Bible, and now because of that, there's been a what? a division between how we should say shalom, the simplest thing, how to say the word peace in Hebrew, right? Every Hebrew word is built off of 2 or 3 Hebrew characters. If you say shalom to say to what? Not say shalom, then what you're saying is that rule of 2 and 3 characters is not in void. You're trying to take away from the rules, and then what would shalom be? Okay, what would shalom be? All right. After the tradition of men, it's the tradition of men, meaning not men of the Most High. The Bible says to not follow men, meaning not men of the Most High. You should follow men of God, but you should not follow men. No problem. These men who are not men of the Most High, they have their own traditions, as what the Bible is calling the traditions of men, right? The tradition of men is to say, Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas, Happy Halloween, Happy Easter, Happy July 4th, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy New Year, right? So those are the traditions of men. Read from the top again.
Come on. Beware, lest any man spoil you.
Now, if you take all the traditions of men, you have been spoiled, no problem. The UPK is a place where all brothers, even like myself, we came here to not be spoiled anymore. We came here to do what? Shed ourselves off of the world. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do when we come in here. We shed ourselves off the world. Men and women alike come in here to shed themselves off of the world because the world has spoiled us. How do I know that? Your relationships have been spoiled. Your family has been spoiled. Your relationship between another black man, your friend, your co-worker, they become spoiled because it's not effective. We have all been spoiled. Families can't love each other. Marriages can't love each other. Your kids can't love you. You can't love your dad. You can't love your grandparent. The way how your mother put you in a bathtub and whip you with a damn stick, what do you call it? A switch. You know what I mean? You over there looking all welled up like Chinese babies from all that torture you got from your mother. Because we have been spoiled. We have to take off these traditions of men. And the mothers got that because of the tradition of the slave master men. The slave master used to wet you in a bathtub, soak you in the bathtub, and then take a belt to your naked, wet behind, and your shoulders, and your arms, and your face. God damn it. You know what I mean? And that's why the oppressor needs to be in a cage.
That's right.
Needs to be in a cage, and mothers, you should not be like them. Because the very second you become like them, the oppressor who did that to you is going to see you do that to your kids, and he's going to say, you're a bad mother. You shouldn't have your kids. I think they call it child protective services. To protect you, the kids, from your own mother. Or if you're the mother, protect your kids from you. Why is that? Why can't we just be normal and loving like everybody and unspoiled and pure and have pure love? Because we've been spoiled by these traditions of men. And that same mother who put you in the bathtub wet and whipped you with a cord while you're wet, she's going to tell you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and Happy Easter. She's going to take you to the Easter egg hunt. And then one day, being that we have been spoiled as a people, she's going to put you in a bathtub, put our kids in a bathtub, 3 years old, 7, 10, soak you in water, and then whip you with some stick or some cord or something. Because we've been spoiled. And of course, there's no man in the house. There's no man in the house to level her out, to let her know this is wrong. Of course, the man is being kicked out of the house because the family has been spoiled. We cannot stay together. Brothers can't generally love each other for a long time because our relationships have been spoiled because of these traditions of men. We don't have to truly serve the Most High because we've been spoiled by these traditions of men. You see what I'm saying? So we say Christmas is Jesus Christ's birthday. Christmas is not Jesus Christ's birthday. We've been spoiled. The New Year is not the January the 1st in the middle of winter. We've been spoiled after the traditions of men. All right? So beware. Read it again.
Come on.
Yeah?
To beware, lest any man spoil you.
Lest any man spoil you, meaning what? You're saying you're trying to be an Israelite. So we're saying happy Sabbath, trying to be an Israelite. But you're carrying on a tradition from the Christians, a tradition of men. And you're trying to bring that tradition of men into, it's not, you know, if you're doing that, that's just not the truth of how we worship. Because you can't see happy Sabbath in the Bible, right? Keep reading.
Come. Spoil you through philosophy.
And having happy this and happy that, that's from a philosophy. So if you're saying that, you still have that philosophy in you a little bit. That's what your spirit is saying when you see happy Sabbath, happy Pesach, that's Passover, happy Day of Atonement. Happy Day of Atonement is not happy. I think it's a day you gotta hold down and endure. I think it's an atonement for your sins. All right, go ahead, put this up.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom is the same thing. When they try to say happy Passover. Shabbat Shalom. Peaceful Sabbath. Right? That's because they're trying to. You can't find Shabbat Shalom in the Bible. That's something that's not there. That's from the traditions of men. And Shabbat Shalom in specific is from Jewish people. Because happy is not shalom. Shalom is the Jewish way to say peace. Christians say happy birthday, happy New Year, happy Halloween, happy Easter, right? So of course, Christian Israelite groups like the GOCC, they would say Ashar Sabbath because they know Shabbat Ashar or Ashar Shabbat because they're trying to say happy Sabbath, but happy is Ashar, like the tribe of Asher. Which tribe of Asher? That one right there. That right there. Throw out assist. Come on, the one with the grapes. Asher, his name means happy. Right, the one with the grapes. Asher, right? His name means happy. All right. So saying happy. Trust me. I know it's not intentional. I mean, I know it's not malicious. You see what I'm saying? But as a brother to a brother, you see what I'm saying? We have to teach one another. We have to learn from each other. You know what I mean? And we have to learn to be on the same page. All right. So that's why I'm bringing it up because it's important to say that you have to say that, and you have to teach someone else that too. You see what I'm saying? Mr. Shelton awakening, right? You have to awaken other people, right? The same way how the UPK has awakened many people. If you say you're an Israelite, that's because of the ISUPK. The cats from Dimona that went to
Israel.
The Dimona. The cats from Chicago that went to Dimona, Israel, right? They started saying that they were Israelites because of the ISUPK who went to Chicago, and the one they learned here in Harlem. I think it's because they were heard it here in Harlem. But before the ISUPK was teaching that, they were Jewish, looking at the Jewish man like he was a real Jew. And they refer to themselves as black people as being converts to Judaism, following the traditions of men. Of course, they would wear the kufi. Am I saying it right? The kufi, the little hat, the hat that snugs on your head like a little cap, like a little frisbee, like a little cap. It's like a little cap. That's from Jewish people. That's the traditions of men. Go ahead, sis.
Did they call it yarmulke?
A yarmulke, the one, give her a hand. Give her a hand. Right? That yarmulke is not in the Bible. That's from the Khazarian Empire. Right? I'm gonna tell you the same thing. It's that yarmulke is for those who don't know, right? Captain Qadash got a book. He's gonna teach class every Tuesdays from now on, right? Ask him about that yarmulke. He got books about it. He's a very good historian too, right? That yarmulke was from a hat that was tall like this. I think it's very similar to what the KKK wear now, but I don't think the KKK wear it for that same reason. I don't know, right? But they used to worship a fish god called Dagon. These are hats tall like this, and through every century it became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, till the Khazar Empire, where it became a small little cap on their head. All right, and that's being passed on today as Jewish culture. but it's not the culture of the real Jews. Partisan.
Similar to what the Pope wears.
Come.
A little fish.
Yeah, the Pope is keeping it ancient to pagan tradition. Right, but that same hat that he wore, religious people used to wear that, and it became small over time. It became small like this, and it became some flat thing on their head. You know what I mean? And of course, Jewish people passed that as Jewish culture today, but that's not from the Bible, right? You read something about that in the Talmud, but you won't read that in the Bible, right? The Talmud is not the Bible. The Talmud is the tradition of men. All right. Anything else? No questions? We good?
It's like you said, you want to know where the brother's from. The brother's from Brooklyn.
Okay. Here's what you do. Tough, Neil, and Jay. Write this number down and shoot this number a text right now. The number is 347 280 3520. All right, 347 280 3520. All right, and you'll contact that number if you want to get down. All right, because he said he wanted to get down here in Brooklyn, right? No problem. Call that number right there. Okay, and from there we'll get everything straightened out from there, right? And with that, I pass the class to a priest and officer. 500 partisan. Clap it up. Okay.
Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York.
Give me 1 minute.
Root for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. Mm-hmm. They are here to shed themselves of the world. Mm-hmm. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of First Fruits.
The Feast of First Fruits.
The Feast of First Fruit. Let me see. Announce. Remind Apium and Aquavium to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf.
Right, quick. Sister Qadash said, how you say of? Of is ma in Hebrew. I say four is kaya, Kaya. Okay? Right, and the brother said, how should we say it? The number should be shalom without an O. All right? Shalom with an A, right? No problem, go ahead.
And with that?
Oh, also, you would not say happy Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? You would just say shalom, just like any other high holy day. You know what I mean? We don't have a special greeting for Saturdays. All right, that's traditions of men. Don't do that, all right? Don't say, go ahead.
And with that, a module, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amal Shabbat. A module, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat,
Don't be to me and you.
Okay. Okay.
How about Hashem Yeshai Barakatah?
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Rakatah.
Right?
Yasmin top.
Mhm.
So turn to the sister.
Mhm.
Sister. Imagine, which means stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sister. May the Israel my Shabbat. Imagine, Barak. Yahweh Shemar Thamba Hashem Yahshua. Yasmin top. Class dismissed.
Can I ask a question?
One second.